Liverpool's summer is shaping up to be anything but quiet, and this latest development could be one of the most shocking yet. Let's break this down. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. According to renowned transfer insider Fabrizio Romano, Italian giants Juventus are actively targeting a new goalkeeper ahead of the upcoming window, and they've set their sights on none other than Alisson. Romano reported on X earlier today saying, Juventus want to sign a top goalkeeper this summer, and Alisson is seen as dream target. Liverpool extended his contract until 2027, but talks with Alisson and Mamardashvili's camp will take place in the next weeks. Alisson likes the idea of returning to Italy, but respects Liverpool and wants to assess his future with the club. That alone is enough to raise eyebrows. Alisson has been a cornerstone of Liverpool's success in recent years, widely regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in world football. Despite being under contract until 2027, the suggestion that he is open to a return to Italy, where he previously starred with AS Roma, adds a fascinating twist to the story. But the situation escalates even further with an update from Romano's colleague Matteo Moretto, who has delivered a bombshell follow-up. Verbal agreement between Juventus and Alisson. In the coming weeks, Liverpool's stance on a possible departure of the Brazilian goalkeeper will become clear. A verbal agreement. That phrase alone changes everything. While it doesn't guarantee a completed transfer, it strongly suggests that groundwork has already been laid between player and club. If accurate, this now shifts the focus squarely onto Liverpool and their willingness to even entertain such a departure. From Liverpool's perspective, this is a hugely delicate situation. Alisson isn't just another player. He's a leader, a match winner, and arguably irreplaceable at his best. However, the mention of talks involving Mamardashvili, who has only just joined, hints that contingency planning may already be underway behind the scenes. The coming weeks will be crucial. Liverpool must decide whether to stand firm and keep one of their most influential players, or consider a seismic transfer that could redefine their squad heading into next season. For Juventus, this is a statement of intent. Landing a goalkeeper of Alisson's caliber would instantly elevate their ambitions both domestically and in Europe. For Liverpool fans, though, this is a developing story that demands attention, because if this deal gains momentum, it could mark the end of an era at Anfield. In other news, uncertainty is beginning to gather around the future of Curtis Jones, with fresh reports suggesting the Liverpool Academy graduate is now giving serious thought to a summer departure. As things stand, the 25-year-old will enter the final 12 months of his contract at the end of the season, a scenario that traditionally forces decisive action from clubs keen to avoid losing valuable assets for nothing. From Liverpool's perspective, the situation is becoming increasingly delicate. There is a clear understanding internally that if a new deal cannot be agreed in the coming months, a sale becomes the most logical outcome. Interest in Jones is not new. Inter Milan tested the waters with enquiries back in January, only to be rebuffed. But the landscape has shifted significantly ahead of the summer window, where a deal now appears far more plausible. According to TalkSport journalist Alex Crook, the list of suitors is growing. Aston Villa have now joined Tottenham Hotspur in monitoring Jones's situation closely, with both clubs assessing the feasibility of a move. Crucially, it's not just external interest driving the narrative, it's the player's own mindset. Reports indicate Jones is strongly considering leaving his boyhood club, having grown increasingly frustrated with his role under head coach Arne Slot. On paper, Jones's involvement this season appears substantial. He is featured 44 times across all competitions, a figure that would suggest a key role within the squad. However, a deeper look reveals the source of his dissatisfaction. Of those appearances, only 23 have come as a starter, and more tellingly, just 6 starts have arrived in the past 3 months. For a player entering his prime years, that lack of consistent trust in high-stakes matches is difficult to ignore. Tottenham's long-standing admiration for Jones remains, but their ability to convert interest into a concrete move may depend heavily on their Premier League status. With Roberto De Zerbi's side currently languishing in 18th place with only 5 games remaining, uncertainty clouds their immediate future, and, by extension, their attractiveness as a destination. In contrast, Aston Villa present a far more stable and ambitious project. Under the guidance of Unai Emery, the Midlands club are pushing towards another Champions League qualification, continuing their impressive upward trajectory. That level of competition, combined with a potentially significant midfield reshuffle, could make Villa an ideal landing spot for Jones. Several moving pieces within Villa's squad further strengthen that possibility. Harvey Elliott and Jadon Sancho are both set to depart following the conclusion of their loan spells, while uncertainty surrounds the future of Douglas Luiz and whether his deal will be made permanent. Meanwhile, Ross Barkley is entering the final year of his contract, and rising talent Morgan Rogers continues to attract attention, including from Liverpool themselves. Taken together, those factors point towards a potential opening in Villa's midfield. One that Jones, with his blend of technical quality, tactical intelligence, and top-level experience, would be well equipped to fill. For a player seeking a more central role, it could represent the fresh start he now appears to be contemplating. Yet from a Liverpool standpoint, allowing Jones to leave would not be without consequence. He remains the only locally born player in the current first-team setup, a symbolic and cultural link between the club and its community. Beyond sentiment, there is also a strong footballing argument for retention. At his best, Jones offers control, composure, and versatility in midfield, qualities that are not easily replaced. The underlying issue, however, seems to lie with Slot's long-term vision. Much like the situation involving Elliott last summer, there is a growing sense that the Dutch coach has already defined his preferred hierarchy, and Jones may not feature as prominently within it as he would hope. If that perception holds true, and if Slot remains in charge heading into next season, the writing may already be on the wall. For Jones, the decision now becomes deeply personal. Stay and fight for a place in a system where opportunities have been inconsistent, or step away from the club he has represented for nearly a decade in pursuit of a more prominent role elsewhere. Should he choose the latter, it would mark a bittersweet end to his Liverpool journey, one shaped by promise, perseverance, and flashes of undeniable quality, but ultimately defined by a search for something more. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.